What's up, guys? Welcome back to Spoiling Movies. My name is Chris, and I'm going to talk all about a movie I just saw recently, and I'm going to spoil it, and I'm going to tell you everything that happens and the things I find interesting about it. This week's movie is Bad Times at the El Royale. The film starts with a man in a room who is, he's freaking out. He's got a gun. He puts shit down in this little hotel room. And then he turns on the radio, and some, cool old-fashioned music starts playing. And then he starts ripping up the carpet and tearing up the floorboards and putting a bag down into, underneath there. And then he puts it all back together and just kind of paces around for a bit. And somebody knocks on the door. He opens it up, gets shot by a shotgun immediately and dies. Lady rolls up to the El Royale, and she's got big old like a bunch of luggage. She's got big things that look like rolls of carpet, like big old long fucking tube looking things. And she meets Jeff Bridges, and Jeff Bridges is a priest, and he's trying to help her with the luggage. They get inside the hotel and meet Madmen. John Hamm was in Mad Men, so I'm just going to call him Mad Men from now on. And Mad Men gives them a whole thing about this place used to be, popping with a bunch of famous celebrities and all kinds of people, and now it's just kind of gone to hell or whatever, and that's how they were able to get rooms there so cheap or something. There's a weird line, red line that goes through the middle of the hotel, and it separates where the California side and the Nevada side. They keep clicking the bell, and the clerk that's supposed to meet you at the front, he keeps not coming out and saying hey. But eventually they're able to get him out there, and he starts telling them all the shit about the hotel. Black lady character gets a room next to the priest, even though she doesn't want it. That's the only one available. Some new white lady shows up in a car, super loud car. And she comes in, and she kind of seems like she already knows Mad Men. New white lady girl goes, I want this specific room, and I don't care what the problem is with the room or what the price is. I want you to give me that room. I'm going to have it. And then you see room 1. This is going to be, the chapter. It's going to be in chapters or something, which I'm okay with. That's kind of cool. So inside room 1, Mad Men is pulling out wires out of every electrical thing in the wall. There's a whole bunch of these things. There's cameras and microphones, I guess. He had said that he was a vacuum salesman, but he's obviously, a detective or an FBI agent or something like that. He goes and finds, the keys, the skeleton key, maybe to get into all the different places, whatever. He sees the clerk guy passed out in a room. He's tied off, and he's got, drugs, a needle in his arm. And then he, journeys down into the basement area where there's, a bunch of windows. And the more that he walks around, you see the windows from basically every room in the hotel. Jeff Daniels' priest guy is tearing up the floor, I guess looking for whatever that was in the bag from the beginning or something. The other window shows Black Lady putting up soundproof stuff on the walls of her place, and she starts singing, so I was like, that's soundproofing so she can sing in the hotel room. He sees white woman bringing in a kidnapped woman. She's got her mouth thing, and she's tying her to a chair and shit. Madman is just seeing all this shit happen. It's weird. And you realize he's seeing through all the two-way mirrors that are in every one of those rooms. Madman goes outside to a phone booth and makes a call to a guy that's Detective Hoover, you need to make sure you're fucking doing what you're supposed to be doing, looking into this stuff. Jeff Bridges comes to Black Lady's hotel room and says, I heard you're singing, and it was beautiful. Would you like to come to dinner with me? And eventually, after some talking, she agrees to go, and they go to the hotel lobby, start hanging out. Jeff Bridges, priest guy, is talking to her about how he has memory problems, and he gets really in depth about it, and it's kind of sad. He talks about how he wakes up and he doesn't know where he is, and he kind of freaks out sometimes, and just normal memories just poof are just gone. He goes to the bar to pour both of them a drink, and as his back is turned, he is also pouring in some poison or some weird shit into her drink. And when he turns around, she's there, and she knocks his ass out with a bottle. And then it goes, Washington, D.C. Next chapter. Madman is talking to Washington, D.C. dude, and he's like, I gotta get all the surveillance stuff out of there. We need to know what's going on. And my guess was that something some D.C. politician was doing something bad in there, and they're trying to get the footage or something. But he also explains that he saw a woman, kidnapping another woman. And the DC guy's like, it doesn't matter, that's not part of the mission, you gotta do what you gotta do, just do the surveillance shit, get out of there. And then they show Chris Hemsworth on a beach talking to some young, distraught girl that has like run away from home or something, and he's like, come swim with me and shit. Mad Men tries to talk to a white lady through door, and she's like, no, you're not getting in here, fucker, get out of here. And then he busts in. He gets a shotgun through the chest, and he's fucking dead. And I was like, whoa, I thought he'd be in the movie a little bit longer. Now he's gone. But where she blew out the fucking dude, she also hit the two-way mirror thing, and you can like hear something behind there, and you can see that it's like there's a dark room thing behind. Jeff Bridges, priest guy, is talking to the like heroin clerk man and asking him, where's the master key for this place? And he keeps trying to like do a confession, like he's like, I have sins to confess, and Jeff Bridges dude is just like, just tell me where the fucking master key is so we can, you know, so I can do what I gotta do. But they're able to get down to the basement area where you can see all that, you know, through the mirrors and stuff. And the clerk dude is like, I told you this was not a place for you, father. And he sees that there's like recording devices, and he's like, I only record what they tell me to, whoever they are. He says most of the time it's just people screwing. Clerk guy says management is who wants to make him like film everything and keep what he sees, like keep it recorded. Fucking clerk guy is looking through the two-way mirror into the room where the lady was and where fucking Mad Men got shot, and that's when it happens. So you hear the fucking and like the priest guy like goes over and sees that it's his dead body in that fucking place behind the mirror. She shot that guy, but she also caught that dude. They also show that the white lady climbs through the window and sees that guy's dead body, and she's like, what the fuck? And then it shows from Black Lady's perspective. She has witnessed all this shit, so she tries to get in the fucking car and get the fuck out of there, and the car won't start. The little girl gets free and is on the phone with somebody telling them exactly who they are, or where they are, and where the address is, and where to find them. She's definitely calling crazy Hemsworth, dude. Black Lady goes and gets the gun from dead Mad Men, and tries to get back in the car and tries to keep it getting it started, and it just won't start. And then Jeff Bridges knocks on the window, and he like gets in the car, and she's got the fucking gun pointed right at his face. Jeff Bridges is like, we're in a bit of a pickle here. He explains that he was supposed to be in the other room. It wasn't room 5, it was room 4, and that was her room. I need to get in there to get this stuff, and now I've endangered us all and whatever. And then it goes room 4. Another chapter. They do flashback to Jeff Bridges as a bank robber, him and his crew of a couple other dudes. They have on masks. They've just robbed a bank, and they've wrecked their car, and the cops are coming, and Bridges says, take the money and go to the El Royale. We'll meet up there, like hide it there, and we'll meet up there later. Jeff Bridges took the fall for the thing, was sentenced to 15 years in prison, and during that his memory loss got worse and worse. And he does a really good job of portraying like what it's like to have like Alzheimer's or dementia. Black Lady talks to Jeff Bridges about like, if you were me, what would you do? And he's being realistic. She's got the gun pointed right in his face, and he's like, well, if I were you, it would be like option 1, do this, option 2, option whatever. But if I were you, like the best idea is to just try to help me so we can get out of here. You see a little girl like dancing around in the lobby, and you see a white lady person with the clerk guy, and he's all tied up, and she's asking him questions and shit, like, what do you know? What's going on? Who are the fuck? You know, what is going on? You've seen all these things that we've done. And he's like, I've seen worse. Because he's been here in the goddamn hotel where all the bad things happen, apparently. And the little girl is, like, swinging around on a fucking chandelier in the background. And she even, like, gives out her name and the sister's name. Her name is Rosie. She's like, oh, yeah, here's my first and last name. And I was like, well, Jesus, now the guy knows the names. You're going to have to kill him. And it was, like, really tense. I was like, fuck, don't do it. White Lady gets down to basement and starts looking around in all the mirrors and shit. And Black Lady has taken off her wig and is singing, you know, doing her awesome-ass singing. But she's doing that as a distraction because Jeff Bridges is in the room pulling up the floor outside of the view of the two-way mirror, and he finds the bag down there, but he's making a lot of noise, so she's like also like clapping to like cover up some of the noise. And then it's Billy Lee. Chris Hemsworth is in a field with a bunch of people following him. It's like a weird field full of like flowers and shit, and he doesn't have a shirt on. There's a bunch of people walking behind. Some of them have guns and shit. I was like, this is a weird looking fucking cult you got there, Hemi. And it shows Hemsworth in a forest doing his cult thing, explaining things to people, and then making these two girls fight. One of them is the younger sister of a white lady girl, and she's there, and she doesn't want the little sister to fight, but Hemsworth says, you gotta fight this other girl, like, till the death for my amusement. And you know it's a cult, because there's, like, weird fucking naked people, like, in the background and shit. After that flashback, they show Hemsworth and his cult followers, like, tying people up, tying the fucking white lady up and the fucking priest guy up. Him and his cult goons get, like, all the people that they can find, get them into the lobby, they're all tied up. He's got, like, the money and the film that was, like, such an important film that they never really explain. They said they had, like, a special film from a specific person of interest, and they keep mentioning it, but they never tell you who it is, and I started thinking because of the time, like, maybe it was JFK. Like, maybe it was some weird controversial JFK shit, or, I mean, it could have possibly been, like, Nixon Watergate shit. I don't know. Old Hemswiggle plays some Deep Purple music out of the jukebox. Jeff Bridges, priest guy, is like, oh, this is what that is? I don't care for it. I love Jeff Bridges in this so bad. So bad and so good. Hemsworth is ready to kill people, so he's like, you have a choice now. You can choose red or black, because they got a little gambling roulette table. And he lets one of the people choose. I didn't know what that meant. Like, is it gonna be like fucking druggy clerk guy? Is it gonna be fucking white lady? Is it gonna be fucking Jeff Bridges priest? I don't know who red and black are. But lady chooses red, and Hemi is like, okay, black then, and shoots somebody, and it's the fucking white lady. He fucking nails her. And I totally thought the whole time that he was going to shoot the fucking clerk dude. And I was like, he's been through a whole bunch. It was a big, weird, emotional moment. I was fucked up. This movie is weird. Hemsworth asks Jeff Bridges, priest dude, like, tell me the truth, the real truth. And he tells him the whole truth. He's like, I'm a bank robber. I'm not a priest. And all this shit happened and blah, blah, blah. And I got fucking memory problems and whatever. And he, like, doesn't know if he should believe him. So he talks to Black Lady, and she's like, everything he said was the truth. And he's like, you know, like, you better not fucking lie to me, bitch, you fucking whatever. And she's like, I've seen a million of you, you ain't shit, bitch. The music stops, and the Black Lady quits singing what she had been doing, and it gets real quiet, and apparently Hemsworth and his fucking cult people don't like the quiet, so they kind of freak out, and Jeff Bridges fucking finds an opening, butts him in the fucking head, and like wiggles around in the fucking tied up chair, and like some of the fire that the little girl had started is all around the room and shit. And they're like, clerk dude, you gotta help us, and you gotta kill that dude, these people that are trying to kill us. And he's like, I've killed too many people, I can't do it again. He says, I've killed 123 people. I was like, holy fuck. And then maintenance closet. Chapter closet. They show his backstory, and he was in war. He went to like Vietnam or something. And he like, one day he woke up and like everybody, all of his friends, everybody he knew in his fucking army group, they were all dead on the ground. He's walking past them, it's all fucked up. And Black Lady says, you don't ever have to kill again. You don't have to. But he takes the gun and he kills all their bitch asses like a fucking Rambo. Just fucking nailing them. Little girl stabs him. Jeff Bridges shoots the fucking little girl. And Clerk Kid is dying on the line between California and Nevada. He wants to confess as he's dying. Black Lady tells Jeff Bridges, priest dude, to just pretend to be that priest again. Let him absolve himself before he dies. And it's another really fucked up, like, emotional scene where he's dying and Jeff Bridges is like, you are forgiven, my child. Just pretending to be the priest, and he dies right there. Jeff Bridges and Black Lady get the money and escape, and she burns all the records and the film and all the tape and shit of you know what had happened. And then Jeff Bridges and Black Lady are in Reno, and she's singing on stage, and he sees her there, and they're both, you know, happy, and she sees that he's in the audience, and it's a nice moment. Like, they got away. And then there's some more cool music. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on. That's fucking the end of the movie. Credits roll. I loved the fucking thing. I loved the shit out of this fucking film. It was a little bit Identity with John Cusack. It was a little bit Hateful Eight, which is why I kept thinking like it would turn into a Tarantino thing. But every time I started thinking I knew what they were gonna do, they did something else, which is fucking great. All the performances were fucking amazing. Like Jeff, I can't even I don't have to name them all off. The performances in this were fucking incredible. I particularly love Jeff Bridges. Chris Hemsworth version of a weird cult leader guy was really, really good. Very interesting, very odd. And fucking Black Lady, her name was Darlene in the movie. She's fucking phenomenal. And she has a great voice. Her singing was fucking great. Just everybody did fucking great. This is a highly recommend movie. I loved every fucking second of it. I didn't mind that they kept, doing a flashback kind of thing or a showing things from a different character's perspective. I thought it was very tastefully done. It was artistic, and it seems like it might irritate some people because it fucks up the timeline or whatever. It's an artistic fucking choice, and it's really just so fucking good. Highly recommend. Go watch that goddamn movie. Bad Times at El Royale. Super fantastic. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching the review. I hope you enjoyed, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this movie or other movies that that it reminds you of, or movies that you would like me to review, whatever. Just leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking, and because I love hearing what you guys have to say. So peace out, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Ew, gross.